Hey guys, this is the Black Wolf Turbo Lite Twin 240 tent. I've just set it up. I'm going to show you how I did it, and I'm going to show you how to pack it away too. Let's get started.
Hit it.
Hey guys, Dean from Snowy's here today at the Brown Hill Creek Terrace Park down in Adelaide's eastern suburbs. It's a nice, quiet, leafy little spot to pull up your caravan or set up your tent if you're traveling through or you just want an easy getaway. They've given us some space today to show you some products. I've got the Turbo Lite Twin 240 tent from Black Wolf here in front of me. I'm going to show you how to set it up and pack it away today. Now, this is a great 3-room tent for family camping. It's got a quick pitch feature. It's not the smallest of tents, so it's 30 kilos when it's packed up. Measures about 130 centimeters in length by about 30 by 35 centimeters in width and height. And inside the bag of your Turbo Lite Twin 240, you got your fly sheet. This large black portion here is the main portion of the tent with the integrated frame. This bag here has got the poles we need to set up the end bedrooms. You get 3 upright awning poles, there's a long one which has got the 2 ferrules for the center of the 3-pole awning at the front. These are a ridge pole. They go together to create the ridge pole for the 3-pole awning at the front, and you also get 2 extra awning poles, which I don't have here with me at the moment, to set up the awning at the rear of the tent as well. You also get a bag of pegs somewhere. Here we go, pegs and guy ropes, all you need to be able to set the tent up. First thing I need to do is put this stuff aside, spread this center portion of the tent out, and peg the 4 main corners in place. Now, as you unroll the tent here, there'll be a strap around the outside of the tent that's not attached, so make sure you put that somewhere safe, don't lose that. Now, last time this was packed up, it wasn't quite packed up properly, or it is folded quite neatly though. There are actually straps. There's a strap around the top here. Now, this is attached to the tent, so we undo that, and that allows these arms to fall down to the side. Now, these loops, we'll show you when we pack it up, these loops actually fit over the top of these poles here to keep them in place, if you like, when you're rolling it up. It hasn't been done this time, so I don't need to take them off, but I will show you that when we pack it up. So what I need to do now is just let these arms fall to the sides, and I just need to get the orientation of the tent right. So I'm just noticing this here, where the Black Wolf logo is, that's going to be a door, the front or the rear of the tent. So I want to make sure that sits on one side and the other logo sits on the other side. So I just need to spin this around a little bit. Now, I've got the tent oriented roughly where I want it, so I just need to put the 4 pegs in place where the poles meet the base here. So I'll go around and pull them. Now, don't pull them too tight. Leave a little bit of slack in here because the frame sort of needs a bit of space to move around a bit as you put it all in place. So I've got the 4 pegs in the corners of the main frame. Now, there's 3 more I need to put in each end, and that's for these end bedrooms here. Now, this fabric has got 2 extra little clips here to sort of hold it up and out the way as we fold it up. So we need to undo these clips, which feature on each corner here, and pull this fabric out. So this is the bedroom portion of the tent. There's 1 on each end. We've got 3 peg points in each end that we need to peg out as well. So I've got the base all pegged out now, and we can start to put the main frame or the center frame area in place. There are 2 steps to that. The first step is to lock all 4 of these knuckles in place. So we do that by just pulling up gently on these legs and inverting them back the other way until this button on top locks into place. That straightens this leg out. We do that on all 4 legs, and then we undo this door, step inside the tent, get our hand up underneath the middle hub and pop it up into place. So that's the center portion of the tent set up. We now need to grab the poles that we need for these end rooms here. We put the straight legs together for the side, and we feed the curved poles through the sleeve on top of this room here. And with this curved pole here, when you put it together, make sure these corners here are at the ends of the pole. The center joint is a nice round curve, and these corners are at the ends. I've just got to put the straight poles in place now, and when we put them in, we lock them down up against the frame here. They don't actually peg into place, they just sit against there. So that's that pole in place. I've got to grab the rest of the poles and do the same thing at the other end. So that is the inner of the tent all set up. A pole at each end and the main central frame. Now I've got to grab the fly sheet, throw it over the top. We first need to orient the fly sheet so that we've got the awning at the front. We'll be able to tell what the awning is because there's Velcro strips and zips in underneath there. So identify that, and then it's always better to have a second set of hands. It's going to make it a whole lot easier, but I've then just got to throw the fly over the top, and then I'll show you how to fix it into place. So I've got the fly just sitting in place at the moment. Now, there's a few things we need to do to fix the fly onto the tent. Firstly, up underneath the fly here where each of these upright poles is, not the end room poles, but these upright poles with the knuckles, there are Velcro tabs on each. There's 2 tabs on each leg that we need to do up. around the frame underneath, one there and one just a little further down above the knuckle. We do both of those up, and then at the very bottom of the fly here where it meets the ground, there is a side release buckle which clips into the inner tent here. There's 4 of these, one on each of the main 4 corners, or where the actual main frame is. And then there's a whole heap of peg points around the base that we need to go around and put in, and that will be our flying places. Now at the rear of the Turbo Twin tent here, there is actually an extra or another entrance. Now this can be set up as a vestibule for storage if we just peg it out like this. Alternatively, there are actually eyelets in the ends here, and we can unzip this side. There's a bit of a gusset in underneath here, and we can actually peg this out as an extended awning at the rear of the tent, and up underneath here is another entrance. At the moment though, I'm just going to peg it out as a vestibule for a bit of weather protected storage. So that's the fly almost all set up. Now the last thing we need to do to finish setup is the 3-pole awning at the front here. Now we need 3 uprights. There's 2 shorter ones and a long one. The poles with the single black ferrule are the shorter ones. The pole with the double black ferrule is the long one for the center of the awning. And then we need these 2, which actually clip together. There's a little push button here which locates in the hole just further up the pole there. We just push them together. And at the other end of that is an extendable, there's a collar there that allows us to extend this out, and a hook on the end. Now this hook locates in the hub at the very top of the tent. There's a little hole, you can't see it, so you just kind of got to reach up there and hook it in place, and then that forms the ridge of the awning. So once we've got our ridge pole in place, we just need to locate the long awning pole, through the end of the ridge pole there, and then we get the eyelet that features up underneath the center guy rope and put that over the top of the spigot as well. We won't tighten the ridge pole just yet. I need to pull that out to make sure fabric's nice and tight across the top. I'll put the poles in the side and get the guy ropes in first, and then we can adjust it all. So that's the awning set up. I've just made some adjustments to make sure that ridge pole is tight across the top there. All the awning poles are straight. That's our 3-pole awning all set up. Now, that's the tent mostly set up. There's a few other things we could do. I'll start with the windows here. Now there's one at each end or one at each side. So this is mirrored at the far end of the tent. You can either set this up closed like this. You can zip it open with a gusset. There's a little gusset in underneath here. There's a second zip and a gusset. So we can use the guy ropes that came with the kit to peg this out like a vented window so that the wind comes in or air breeze comes in underneath, but it protects it from the rain. Alternatively, if you zip right up on the sides here, you can roll it right open and allow ventilation right up through the tent. There's little tabs up underneath here to secure this fabric up. Now, one other thing that you should always use if the weather's bad or if you're set up for a long period of time, and that's use the guy ropes. Now I've taken a shortcut today because I'm about to pull it all down for you anyway, but there's 2 guy ropes that feature on each corner of the central frame here, and there's also one at each end of the tent and the upper central point of the window. And of course, the last thing you can do, as I mentioned before, is set this here up as an extended weather protected awning, if you like, and a second entrance to your tent. That's how you set the Turbo Lite 240 Twin tent up. I did that by myself, certainly easy with 2 people. Pack down's the same story, be easy with 2 people, but I do it by myself. I'll start by taking the awning down and getting all the pegs out from the fly. Now I've got all my pegs out from around the base of the tent. A couple of other things we need to do to be able to get the fly off. Firstly, the 4 buckles that attach to the foot of the tent here, we need to undo those. And don't forget about the Velcro tabs up underneath here, 2 on each upright pole. Undo all of those. Then I can drag the fly off and fold it up. Would certainly be easy with 2 people, but I do my best by myself. So I've got my fly all folded up now. I'm just going to go around and make sure that I've got all these doors and windows flat down. They don't have to be done up. It's going to allow air to escape as we fold it up, but if they're flat like this, it's much easier to roll up later than being kind of a sausage of fabric at the top here. Next step for me is to remove these poles over the end of each bedroom here. Once we've got them out, we can collapse the main central frame down. And there's one extra step you can take when you're packing these twin tents up with this extra bedroom bit at the rear. There's little clips that you can use to help with pack up. So on these corners of the tent, you've got the female end of a side release buckle. And they marry up to clips, which is the male end up here, to secure this end flap of fabric up against the main portion of the tent. So when we go to fold it up, we haven't got all these loose bits of fabric laying out everywhere. Just make sure you do that at each end. There's 2 steps to collapsing the main portion of the tent here now. Firstly, we need to step inside and grab that handle in the middle, or grab our handle in the middle and pull it down, and that collapses this top section down, and then we can invert the knuckles on each of the legs by pressing this button, and it all folds in on itself. Once we've got all those knuckles folded, we can go around and pull out the remaining 4 pegs, and as we do that, grab this loop that's on the end here where we actually attach the peg to. And this loop here will actually fit over the top of the knuckle here, securing these poles up together, which makes it much easier to handle when we're trying to fold the tent up. So from here, we've got to bring it all together and roll it up. So arm yourself with the strap that you took off your tent before. Just put that where it's easily in reach. And then bring all 4 of these corners together in the middle. Once they've come together, we can grab a strap, or the strap that's attached to the tent. We've just got to find it, but hanging down the side here somewhere. Here we go, is this strap here. If we put that around all the poles, it holds them all in place while we try and roll it all up. The more time we spend rolling it small, the easier it is to get back in the bag. From this point, it's worth taking a little bit of time to try and sort of flatten all this fabric out, make it sort of folded as neatly and flatly as you can. A couple of minutes spent here is going to save you more than a few minutes wrestling, getting it back in the bag later on. I wouldn't say it's easy rolling these up. There's a lot of fabric that you're trying to get together in there. So just do it as neatly as you can and roll it as tight as you can. So hopefully this is going to fit back in the bag easily. That is how you set up and pack away the Turbo 240 Lite Twin tent from Black Wolf. Now, we're back in the bag reasonably easily. Bit of a wrestle, but I'd say the size of the bag is pretty proportionate to the size of the tent. You can grab these online at snowies.com.au at our lowest prices every day of the year. If you've got any questions about this tent, let us know down in the comments below. If you want to get more videos like this one, subscribe to our channel and you'll get all the latest information, or check out some of the ones we've previously prepared like this one down here.